began. This here, this is Wilson. Let's just give you the grand tour here. Yeah. Jeez. And then got your basket here. I used to take that to school and be the coolest kid there, and just throw all my crap in the back of there. And then this can it auto adjust to fit you more comfortably. See that it's just like it has auto adjusting or something. This is white wall tires that got overspray all around it when I painted the gear, because I honestly didn't want to tape it off. I didn't even care. This front wheel here has been plasti dipped, and then I didn't peel the plasti dip off and repainted it to give it that cool flaky effect. This is covering a massive dent. Well, there's another one there. I'm still feeling it. Look at that. Still a little bit. So I got this 6 speedometer from Walmart. Hey, it still comes on. I don't know if it actually works because there's actually I have 2. Why is there 2 on there? I got this sick magnet on here, and every time it spins past this, that's basically every some miles per hour. It tops out around like 29 or 30. So I'm pretty sure it's what the bike tops out at. So you know, all kind of works out in the end, I guess. So I wanted to be super cool and fit in with all the Harleys and stuff, and this thing sounded like the riciest moped you can imagine. So I just kind of like unbolted this and took everything out of the exhaust. The baffle, I mean, this is literally just a solid metal pipe all the way back. Like, it sounds super cool, but everybody thinks I'm not cool. So I got all the electrical taped here to kind of keep it all down with some kind of concoction of electrical tape and duct tape, and it's all been spray painted too. I don't even know what's what anymore. I can only afford like a couple zip ties because that's how broke I am. The plumber's wrap right here, that's actually kind of an interesting story. So this frame's actually too big for the engine kit. The back there, the piping's fine. I mean, you can see it's like fits flush and nice. Up front, there's no mount up front. In fact, it's actually sitting off of the bike. So I just kind of got like some of these plumber's wraps with like the screws to tighten it, wrapped it around the exhaust and the frame to hold the engine upright. And because without it, the engine I was going to school and it fell off. The engine fell off. Oh yeah, so with my sick quick response throttle, it's for safety reasons. All of this is dead zone. That does absolutely nothing. So when you go to actually, you know, increase the RPMs, you pull back, and that's where it starts. All of this does absolutely nothing for safety. So on the choke, I kind of just memorized it, but I really don't know which one's on and off because I don't know which Chinese symbol is on and which Chinese symbol is off for the choke. So if you guys can translate that, that'd be pretty cool. So anyway, for this, how this bike actually blew up is I had a couple friends over, and one of my friends, his name was James, has never ridden a motorcycle before. So this is obviously the best option because you don't know if you're doing something wrong or the bike is. So I just kind of gave him a couple of quick tips. I'm like, alright, there you go, buddy, have fun. He gets about 5 houses down, and I hear like yelling, and the bike stops. So we're literally just dumping fuel in front of this person's house because the fuel line snapped and it had some pressure behind it, and so it's just spraying fuel onto the ground. So I'm like, oh cool. So I run over there, get the bike, put it in the clutch, and run it back to my house as fast as I can, and quickly super glued this and wrapped it in electrical tape. In fact, you can see a mixture of the two right there. That's kind of cool. Anyway, so the fuel line snapped, and then I'm like, oh, the bike's fine, guys, and they're both just staring at me, because I had a couple friends over there, and they're just looking at me like I'm crazy. I'm like, no, it's fine, really, it's not gonna blow up or anything. I'm not even kidding. 10 seconds later, the exhaust snaps off. Both the studs are just gone. The exhaust just completely snaps off. And if you remember, this is what holds the engine up. So the engine kinks to the side. So everything just kind of breaks at once. It all just kind of had enough at that point, and it said no. So basically, when I couldn't fix it with super glue, duct tape, and electrical tape anymore, that's when I decided the bike was dead. That's when I draw the line right there. So with it being dead, one of my best friends, he has a bike that I helped him build, and that blew up too, actually right around the same time. So we're building what's called the Franken bike. It's basically a combination of the two bikes because the parts that kind of went out are opposite of each other. My exhaust went out and my engine's having issues. His exhaust and engine are working great, but his carburetor went out. So we took the carburetor adjustment from my bike, put it on his, and it's running good. And he hit this patch of ice, and it kicked the bike out to the side because he was going way too fast in his driveway. It hit this patch of ice and slammed the front brake because the back brake it wasn't working. So it locked the tire and it kicked it to the side and it landed straight onto the clutch lever and just straight up snapped it in half. Anyway, the bike was still running on its side. The back tire's in the air, so it's still in gear, and it was laying on the throttle. So the tire was spinning faster and faster, and at the same time the fuel line snapped because those just pop out super easy. And so it's spraying fuel on the engine, the RPMs are going up, and the bike's like full throttle, and we straight piped it too, so it was super loud. And the clutch is snapped, so we're both trying to kill the bike as he's like on the ground in pain. And anyway, long story short, we're taking the clutch off this and putting it on the Franken bike, and we're getting that thing back and running. For this bike, I don't know if I'll ever get this thing running again. I mean, it had some good times. Just to show you some of the beautiful memories we built. Here's a quick montage of my life with Wilson. Well, that's about it, guys. Just be lucky you didn't have to ride this to school. Just get a car. Just get a car. It's worth it. That's what I did. After this thing tried to kill me 3 or 4 times, I got a car. This thing is almost caught on fire 3 times. The engine fell off a couple times, and I'm not even exaggerating when I say every time I rode it, something broke. Even if it was something small, something broke every time. But you know what? It's still it's probably the coolest bike out there on the road right now. I mean, you gotta admit, this thing is super cool. Anyway, guys, make sure to subscribe to this channel if you want to see some horrible things like whatever this is. Is this even legally a thing? Is it a motorcycle or bike? I don't even know.